guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing you some high-end dollar store spring DIY, so let's get started. The very first one, I am using this artist panel. It is a wood panel and came from your dollar store or more for $2.50. And then this, I think it's called Copenhagen Blue, acrylic paint, and the wood gel stain. Now the wood gel stain came from the same dollar store, but the acrylic paint came from Dollarama. So the first thing that I do is I stain the little frame kinda that's around it with the wood stain. I am located in Canada, so a lot of my supplies will come from dollar store, such as Dollarama, your dollar store with more, or Dollar Tree. Once I am finished staining it, and I use a rag to do so, I will move on to painting. I love using this stain. I have used it for many projects similar to this one because I love making signs, and this stain goes on so easy, and I've had it for a while now, and I still have about half a bottle left, so it does go a long way. I also want to mention that this video is part of a challenge that is hosted by Colleen Pastor from Colleen Pastor. I hope I'm saying that right. And Love Create Celebrate. I will have both of their channels linked in the description box, as well as the playlist. They had asked us to create some spring dollar store DIYs, so that is what I'm doing. I added a little bit of black acrylic paint into the blue just to darken it up because I was finding that the Copenhagen Blue was just a little too bright. So once I'm finished painting with the sponge brush, I just go and fill in with the crevices with a little tiny brush. While that's drying, I have created a design over on my Cricut machine and cut it out on vinyl. I will have that design linked in the description box for you to download yourself if you wish to. It is over on my Etsy shop. Now I do the weeding and the transferring. This did take a little bit of, I should say, elbow grease because of the size of it, but I think it's so well worth it. I did find that cutting the vinyl into smaller pieces helped with weeding it out and getting it off a little bit easier. The transfer tape that I'm using does come from Dollarama, and it is just clear shelf liner. So once I transfer it on, I realized that I'm not sure what happened to my end. So I end up adding that with some of my chalk marker that I picked up at Dollar Tree. I also use that for some other stuff like Establish because that was way too small to cut out. I'm pretty sure this sign you can find at Hobby Lobby or maybe even Kirkland's in US. I just love, well, probably not the exact same sign, but a very similar one. And I absolutely love the way the white vinyl looks against this blue, and with a wood frame. It's just, I think the sign looks really, really pretty. And this is the type of a sign that you don't necessarily only have to use at springtime. You can also use it during summer. I think because of the blue, for me, that's a summer color as well. So here it is, and I absolutely love the way it turned out. For my next project, I am using this paper that had come from actually Dollar Tree. They were wrapping some of the breakables that I have bought, but that's not actually the only dollar store item I'm using. I also want to mention that you can buy books at Dollarama. I think you can buy them at Dollar Tree as well. That would work great for this project. The books that I'm using are just books that I've had from book club, and I'm not really doing anything to the books. I'm just wrapping them the way I used to wrap my school books. Back when I lived in Europe, we would every year get new books for different subjects, and we would take wrapping paper and wrap them up so that way they would be protected for the whole year that we were using them. I could not find my packing tape, so I am using my scrapbooking two-sided tape to do this. Now the very one that goes on top, I did wrap completely. The other two I just wrap halfway because they're going to be sitting on top of each other, so there's no need to wrap the whole book. Once the books were completely wrapped, I take my twine that I picked up at Dollarama. It comes in this really cute jar, although it doesn't really work as well as one would think, so I always have to take the lid off. But I take a lot of rope because I want to have a couple layers of it on the side wrapped up. Now I fill in with some words saying, "Oh, hello, spring." And I am using a black chalk marker to do so. I think these look so good in your home decor during spring, and I have them for fall as well. For my last project, I have used some Cricut design space design and cut it out on my super long mat. And I was using actually Dollar Tree vinyl that they have just started carrying at Dollar Tree. It's a Cricut vinyl. It is a permanent vinyl. And I have to say it worked really well for this project. I was quite impressed. I've heard some rumors that it's not very good, so I can't really say how it works for actually putting it on objects. I was using it more as a stencil and tossing it after, so I'm not sure how it would work otherwise, but it worked really well for this. And I have picked up this mat at Dollarama for $4. It is a brownish color. It's not fully black. And then I take the vinyl off very carefully because I am using the big piece as, like I said, as a stencil, and I'm actually going to put transfer tape on the other stuff and keep it for maybe a future project. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, I would love it if you considered subscribing and joining my YouTube family. I do dollar store DIYs often, as well as all these Cricut projects, furniture makeovers, and thrift store upcycles. So make sure that notification bell is on so you don't miss out any of my uploads. I am just adding these little pieces that I really should have welded together with the little lines on my design space, so that way I wouldn't have to do this, but because the design is fairly big, it wasn't too hard to do. I decided to use spray paint to color in. I am using white chalky spray paint and then just yellow spray paint. However, I should have added some tape or something around this vinyl so that way the paint doesn't get onto the mat. I did get some on, and I just used some cleaner just to rub it off, and most of it did come off. So once I was done spraying it, I immediately removed it, and as you can see, I splattered a little bit in a corner. Not a big deal. And then I just removed the little pieces from the middle. And then the last thing that I do is I spray it with a clear matte protector, so that way when you're stepping on it and walking on it, it does not come off. I did this for my Halloween mat and it worked out pretty good.
It's gonna be okay, no matter come what may. I'm gonna set things straight. Tomorrow, I let my worries fade, let them sweep away. There'll be another day. Tomorrow, I keep repeating the same mistakes.
So here it is, and I think it's going to look really good on my front porch for the spring season. Well, I hope you enjoy these videos. Make sure you check out the hostess's channels, which will be linked down below, as well as the playlist, and don't forget to press that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you all in my next video. Thanks for watching.
Ooh, tomorrow's near. It's gonna be okay.